to my queendom. Welcome to my queendom. Welcome to my queendom. Welcome to my queendom. Everybody bow down cause I'm taking over. Push you out the way like a bulldozer. I am the queen, yeah I am the queen. This is my time to shine.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us for another episode of Becoming Her. Today we have a special guest, Miss Brooke Gaines.
Hello!
Brooke, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Brooke and currently I attend Jackson State University and I am the owner of Body by B. I'm also a mom and just really excited to be here, so thank y'all for having me.
And we'll get more into Body by B. I always say B. I see B somewhere else, but Body by B later.
Yes,
we'll let you talk more about that because yes,
Okay.
lots of stuff.
Okay, so tell us what Becoming Her means to you. Like, who is she to Brooke?
Okay, so basically Becoming Her, like what it sounds like to me is that it's the same thing about, you know, being like an it girl. So, but that looks different for everybody. So for me, you know, it's self-love, self-care and everything. But for some people that looks like, you know, getting up early in the morning or, I don't know, going to the gym every day. So it kind of, I say the definition varies by person, but, you know, just understanding like who you desire to be and then like working towards becoming her. So,
who does Brooke desire to be?
So I desire to be happy. Like that's my number one. I think a lot of times people talk about success, but they don't talk about the emotional aspects that come with it. You hear sometimes people that are rich and they're like bored or depressed, you know, or whatever. And so one thing that like my mom and I have been talking about lately is being content, which is not necessarily being comfortable. Like you always, you know, want more, expect more, work for more, but you're just happy like regardless. So that's pretty much where that looks for me.
I like that. Being content. That is the goal. And I definitely agree because every time people talking about being happy, there's always some kind of financial status attached to that for most people. And I had even made a post, I think it was yesterday probably, about how we have trauma when it comes to money. And you have to heal from that financial trauma and stuff like that before you can really, really learn how to build generational wealth. And that really struck a nerve with me because I swear I probably was the worst person with money. If I got $1, it was gone. If I knew I was about to get $2,000, it was already spent. And I was buying high-end stuff that didn't last, or I'd wear it once and give it away. So it was really just like wasting money all the time. So I focus now on like building wealth that will last beyond, you know, me, beyond my daughter. I'm thinking about grandbabies now.
Yes, and my great-grandchildren are already rich.
Exactly. And those are the lives that that's what Becoming Her also is for me now. Too, is building generational wealth and breaking those curses that we are attached to. A financial status is I'm happy because I'm rich. When most people, like you said, they don't have fulfilling lives because they haven't really figured out how to have money and take care of themselves and have money and have a life and do stuff like that. So yeah, I like that.
It was to, oh my God.
No, you go ahead.
It was nice too how you mentioned like breaking the trauma associated with money, because like one thing I was looking at was like even how people talk to us as kids about money. So like, you know, a common black saying like, do you have McDonald's money? Like it's so simple, but like the little things like that can embed in you like, I don't have the money to afford things that make me happy. So it's just like just being intentional with not only how you talk to yourself about money, but your kids, your cousins, like everybody, because sometimes we don't realize the effect we say, you know, has on people. So
Right.
Yeah.
I don't really associate, for me personally, I don't feel the need to be rich to become her. I just want the freedom that comes along with that. I mean, money, I ain't got to see no money. It ain't got to come in my hand because I'm not the greatest with it. So I just want to be able to be like, not worry about it. Like, So I guess there's a certain aspect of financial just stability.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta have bands on bands on bands. I just want to be like, oh, my bills on auto pay. I ain't gotta worry about it because taken care of, and I ain't gotta think about it. Like I don't even want to think about it.
But then that's the bills, but you want to go beyond the bills. So and I think in like the first episode we were talking about becoming her. I think money may have not come up, but I was talking about not knowing how to be stable growing up, and I brought that into my marriage. We would move from house to house to house to house. I'm gonna put some on this bill, and I'm gonna take the rest of this money and go buy whatever the hell I want to. So I got a bill that's half paid, got rent. Oh, well, I ain't really gotta pay it to the fifth. So I'm gonna pay a little bit on the first, and then I'm gonna spend this, and then I'm gonna come back on the fifth and try to catch up. Then I got late fees added on top of that because I just was not good with money, and even just not being stable. I like moving around. I can't be in this one house for too long. And for me, so it's going to go way beyond being stable when it comes to money. I want my bills paid, but I also want to be able to wake up one morning and be like, man, we should just go to Florida. And not be like, well, babe, how much money you got? And she's like, well, how much money you got? Oh, we good. We ain't got to ask these questions because we know. So freedom to kind of live and be is still attached to some kind of financial prosperity regardless.
The freedom.
You just...
not to worry about it.
Right, so you still gonna need the money.
It's gonna come.
It ain't gotta touch your
I ain't gotta worry
hand,
about
but you still need the money to be able to be free.
Free. I'm free. I don't want to think about it.
Are you gonna be homeless free?
No,
you
that
gonna be
ain't
bum free, carless free?
That ain't free.
I know a lot of homeless people that are free. They choose to be homeless because they are free to do and live and move however they want to, and that makes them content. Cool for you. That's not for me.
That's not what I think about. Freedom. That's not freedom for me. Being carless, that's not freedom.
So what's freedom for you?
Just being able to get up and say, hey, let's go to Florida. But I ain't thinking Florida. I'm thinking, hey, let's go to Fiji. Let's get up today and go to Fiji. Cool. I ain't got to worry about it. I'm just going to go buy
Fiji takes money.
But I ain't worried about the money because I got the freedom not to worry about it.
Right. Because you got the money.
But getting rich is not where my mindset. They just say,
well, I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy, and I want to maintain a wealthy mindset, and there's a difference. Do you feel like there's a difference in being rich and being wealthy?
Yes.
I think yes, because I think rich in my mind, which I don't know the definition of both words, but rich to me is just talking about money, and wealth is assets and just it might be high insurance policies. So to me maybe it expands to more things than just I got M's in my bank account.
Right. I think Oprah is wealthy.
Yeah.
Who would I say was rich?
Rashida.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, who else? That's the only person I can think of, right off the top of my head. Rashida. Like Yandy. Huh? Oh, you thinking of people that's rich? And that's our videographer talking behind the camera. I don't know. She be confusing me sometimes.
Yeah, wealth. Even
yes.
Master P, wealthy.
Yes. Shaq.
I was just about to talk about
Shaq is living his best life.
Yes.
He is free to do it.
And I did not know he was attached to so many big businesses, big franchises.
Yes.
I was listening to something on the radio when we were driving here, and I was like, Shaq? Because he comes off as
goofy,
big and goofy.
Yeah.
That's
cool,
it. I don't get cool at all. But he just comes off as big and just goofy and whatever. But I was just like, man. And that's how I want to be. That's why I'm always trying to reach into other streams of income. I'm always thinking about other ways that we can make money to build wealth. And it's stable money. So we're going to get into corporate leasing properties, and this stuff is sustainable because companies are always shipping their people around to do certain things, especially now in the whole pandemic. It's I want to put them in a clean, safe space. You know what I mean? So corporate leasing and trucking is big business now. So that's just things that will sustain past my daughter into her kids. So I just think about stuff like that, and that's a part of becoming this businesswoman conglomerate that I'm trying to be.
Look at conglomerate.
Yes.
Yeah, since you mentioned Shaq, because you see Shaq living his best life now. He out here DJing, just me and his
Yes.
entire goofball self. He not worried about a
Nothing.
damn thing.
Right.
But seriously though, when you look at how much he's into, I can see why. Like I remember one interview he was doing. He was like, "Who owns Marilyn Monroe's estate?" He does. Like he's with the general. Like he just has so much.
He
Going.
doing with Marilyn Monroe estate.
We don't ask no question about how he getting his money.
I mean, he's free to do that. I guess he's free.
Like
to
now
do
he
it.
on Krispy Kreme.
Oh, does he?
Yes,
I didn't even know
he
that.
owns Krispy Kreme, Papa John's.
I don't even
Of course,
know
he's
Papa
doing
John's.
the insurance thing. They were talking about something else. He has his own like worlds in the metaverse. Y'all listen. I just want to throw this out
The
there.
metaverse? 'Cause that's-
Get into the metaverse and NFTs. I've been following Wall Street Trapper, and the more I've been listening to him and watching him, and I was listening to Snoop. I don't know if y'all watched the thing that Snoop and Kevin Hart has. It's like this show that they have. I don't know the name of it. I just ran across it one day. But Snoop was talking about all the money that he has made in the metaverse, like starting a record label in the metaverse.
Wow.
Like you can become like this whole intranet superstar because people are investing in it or whatever, and the money is like tripling, doubling,
Yes.
quadrupling fast. And people just, I mean, listen, I don't know a lot about it, so I won't even speak too much on it, but once I do, better believe we're gonna be in the money.
Right.
Yes.
I'm gonna need an ebook.
Yes, we're gonna get the money, because I swear I just feel like everybody needs to be eating.
Yeah.
And that's also part of becoming her for me.
I like to eat. Yeah.
I'm with you when you're right.
Everybody need to be eating. I like to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, you need the food to be free.
Yeah, that's my dream to eat, but like
Good food. What? Good food.
I mean just not just eat like you like
That's fine, Fred. I feel you. That's it. I want to eat too.
Yeah. I
Yes.
can eat all the things. Like
Yes.
eat, financially, eat all the food, yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about real food?
No, you said for everybody to eat, and I'm like, yeah, I like to eat. I want to be a part of what you got going on. Feed me.
Yes,
Yeah.
got it.
Oh, okay. Because I thought we were talking about literal food.
Oh, but yeah, that too.
Because the baby on board, so
Right, 'cause
her
I'm over
first
here
thought
like,
is gonna be food.
Yeah, literal food. I like literal food too.
It's cool though. I'm talking about both.
Yeah.
And like I said, that is really that's a lot of becoming or stepping into the woman that I'm trying to be, because prior to now, helping somebody else was not my thing. First of all, dealing with people was not my thing. I don't really care for people or I didn't. I'm growing into a different person that actually wants to see other people win, and I wasn't always like that. And it's probably because I wasn't really happy about who I was. I had a whole lot of shit going on. So growing into this person, I definitely believe in everybody winning. So whatever information I have, I want you to have it. Because even if you bad with money, then let's just keep making sure you making money to blow.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Until you figure out, oh, I really don't need to be this bad with money. And then you'll get your money situation together, and you'll be sitting on wealth and freedom and not eating and shopping, because shopping was my thing. Yes, and I was a very compulsive buyer. In my depression, and I stayed depressed a lot, shopping was my thing. So I would make sure that I always had money to go out and shop, because that was the way I healed myself. So I realized it was really unhealthy. And people do that. So, yeah.
For me, it's not shopping. It's eating. I'm not eating, but like, cause I'm an emotional eater. You know, I be having a lot of emotions.
And you love your relationship with food
It's
damn
terrible.
near orgasmic.
Oh yeah, it can be. Yeah, I enjoy it. And
But you eat a lot of different stuff. I don't. I'm very picky.
But I spend like a lot of unnecessary money on like food. Like if I had a long day at work, I don't want to go home and cook. I want something to make me feel better. And sometimes the quickest and easiest thing is food. Like could get the boy, hey, let's go so and so. Like, yay. Hey, let's get some Mexican. A long day, get Mexican margarita. Yay. Like you ain't got no money. Why go eat Mexican margarita? Take my home and eat all the groceries you got in the house.
Right. So you just got a refrigerator full of food
And
and takeout.
at the restaurant.
So maybe that's a comfort thing, though.
It's
too.
very much a comfort. I don't eat at home. I want to go to the restaurant. It's also part of the experience. Like, let me go sit and somebody serve me water on top of water on top of water, and me forget about the rest of this day, eat my little emotions away.
Well, you do know if you start dating and stuff like that, you'll have somebody that can come to your house and serve you water on top of water on top of water and cook you dinner and then let you eat and drink your emotions away.
I don't need. I need to find other better coping mechanisms than eating and other things. That's what it is. Not let somebody enable me.
Oh, that makes sense. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to be enabled sometimes.
I enable myself enough. I don't need help from nobody else. I give myself.
So that
permission.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you have any unhealthy habits?
That's what I was sitting here thinking about. Like, I definitely think I was a sad shopper at one point. Like, I could see myself like, well, you know what? Even if I don't feel good, I can look good. I think that was the mentality behind that, and that was just me masking the real problems behind it. So I think that was probably my unhealthy habit. Like, these last few years, I want to say I've been really just focusing on healing and just trying to be my best self. Because of course, my first baby, when he was coming, I was I don't want to put trauma on him. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to, I don't want to be one of those, parents where their kids dang, my mama, she really just hurt me, So it was I wrote in therapy that year. I was just really big on it because I was just so I was okay, God gave me this gift, so let me take care of it, And so I think that was when I realized who I really was and the stuff I was doing, and even just with my mouth, I was very just quick to speak in anger and stuff like that. So I think that was
a Taurus thing.
Maybe. But see, that's why I have a lot of journals and stuff though, because that's part of my coping now. If I'm angry, I'm gonna go write it out. And even now I'm to a point where I don't have to say nasty things about a person or to that person to get my emotions across. I can go, take some quiet time, meditate, think, pray, and sort my feelings out. So I can take out, you're stupid. And I can put in, you just really didn't understand where I was coming from, or maybe I didn't communicate well enough, and not being so accusatory. So
that's major.
Thank you.
Goodness, them some major steps to take.
Thank you.
Honey, yes. See, becoming, this is the stuff that you need to be doing in life.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to have to start doing that because my mouth still kind of ejects
It is a process.
whatever is here. I'm working on it. I'm a little bit slower than I used to be. Just a tad. But I'm getting there.
It's so good, so especially so early that you're being an intentional parent. So that's.
Thank you.
But I will also say that can also sometimes just invite in other energies. You know what I mean? Because you're so focused on. I'll use myself for an example. I'm always thinking about not being like my parents, very, very, very focused on it. My father was abusive. He just wasn't abusive to me. So I guess I can't even really speak to that, but I saw all of the anger in him. I grew up under an alcoholic, and the relationships just weren't nurturing. And my dad raised me, but sometimes I'm always man, I wish I would have got because my sisters are very accepting of people. And they're accepting to where it's almost blinding. So they, regardless of a fault, it's oh, I can help, to where it almost becomes, let me try to save you. I never developed that. I have always been tough love, get it how you live type, because that's just how my dad raised me. Always about what somebody could do for me. So I was I'm not doing this with my child. I won't just give her things to keep her out of my face. Now when my baby is very, very affectionate. And there are days when, I know it's going to sound so bad, but as a parent, I just almost cringe at how affectionate she is, but then I'm never going to turn her away. Like, she'll never know that that's a part of my own trauma. You know what I mean? Like, she'll never know that her mama was not an affectionate person. I mean, she will if she watches videos. But she will never be able to say growing up that my mom was not affectionate, because it was it's hard for me. It is even now. Being affectionate, being empathetic is hard for me, because I'm not as understanding about people's situations as I should be. I'm working on it.
I don't think you should necessarily like keep who you are for her. Just like you say, my mom's not the most affectionate person, but I never experienced like her not being affectionate toward me. I think when we, not necessarily like hide, but I think growing up for me, one of the hardest things was like realizing, growing up and seeing my parents for who they are as people. And that was a little traumatic for me. Like, oh, y'all people with stuff. So I like, but I think it's balance, because sometimes I think maybe Aiden sees too much of me as a person. So I think there's a balance, just like having people like, my mom is still a whole, complete person. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this.
You are. It makes sense. So, and in that, and I totally get that part, but it's not going to be as easily understood by my 1-year-old as it would be by maybe my 13, 14, or 15-year-old, because we'll be in a place to have those conversations about my own history. So in raising her as a baby, of course she's 1, but she'll be 2 in April. But in raising her now, I wouldn't dare do that, because even as babies, that stuff somehow registers. It registers, and then it's just like, oh, well, they'll start to realize, oh, mama don't want no hug. Let me go hug somebody else. You know what I mean? So now in the stage that she's in, I'm going to protect her from that part of me. And then as she gets older, who I am or how I became this woman or the phases of my life, I would introduce her to that, so that she kind of understands, you know, mama wasn't always the best person, but look how she changed her life. And when kids know that, when they know that you can kind of beat the odds, so to speak, that gives them the same encouragement and motivation too.
Yes, because I will say, like, I forgot where I read it, but it was like the author, they were saying, like, I just realized that my parents are healing children, like they're still, you know, learning, like some things people are doing to other people, they still don't even, it doesn't register, like, dang, I'm doing this to somebody and it's hurting them, like they don't even see everything, you know. So it's just like seeing that allowed me to have a lot more compassion to my parents, and not even just my parents, but people in general, you know. Like everybody's going through something, and I'm not saying like compassion in terms of like I'm taking down my boundary because I see that you're hurting. Like, no, like there's still, you know, great boundaries, and I still, you know, have respect for myself and love for myself enough not to accept certain things from people. But also just communicating, you know, to like, hey, you know, when you know, raise your tone the other day, it hurt my feelings, you know, just because everybody's not always aware, but definitely like looking at it from a child's perspective, like you definitely see like that your parents are trying, you know, because my parents, they talk to me about their parents, and so just the trauma that they went through and how they worked, you know, hard mentally and emotionally and even financially to be a better version, you know, of what they had experienced. So I definitely think like the same way that you're putting it into your relationship with her, she'll see that, you know, once she's older and able to, you know, like really connect the dots and stuff. So
man, she a baby. I just really want y'all to know that she's, well, to us, she's a baby. She's still in her 20s, very early 20s, actually.
21 in May.
I was gonna let her tell y'all her age, but when I see women like you, and I even talk about my niece, she's 27 now. Mookie's 27, 28, one of them. But I see things like this happening at a young age. The mentality that you guys have at a young age, I'm always just a little bit jealous. Because in my 20s, that was not, none of this. Listen,
Yeah,
none of this.
hating a little
The
bit.
thought process, definitely hating. This was not my thought process. My thought process was anger. My thought process was manipulative. My thought process was lying to get what I wanted and just using people. And it was not this. Healing and recognizing that my parents was messed up even in my 20s was not my thought process. I just was like, dang, I got some messed up parents, man. Like, y'all couldn't do better for me. Like, you couldn't do better just for me, to help me. That's how I felt. And it carried on into my early 30s, maybe. So I am definitely like, congratulations, Jess. I'm proud of you already. Shoot, like, I'm sitting here like, damn, I feel horrible. I'm 43. Like,
I feel
bitch,
horrible.
get your shit together.
I mean, I hate when I feel horrible.
But I do, because sometimes I feel like, and I know a lot of people feel this way when we become adults, you start to question, like, had I realized this earlier, would I be in a different place? I don't think that now, because I definitely believe that everything is destined to happen in a certain order. But I also believe that we take ourselves off of our path a lot. But getting back on it is the goal or whatnot. So, yeah, I'm hating. I'm big hating.
But I think, too, you just said something really good about, like, how everything has an ordained order. Like, just because, okay, so I was actually talking to my cousin the other day, and we were talking about how sometimes, like, we pray and we manifest, like, wealth, but we don't pray and manifest financial literacy. So it's just like, sometimes, like, I haven't even wrote it down here, like, I look at myself kind of as an investment. And so if you have this business plan or whatever, and you want to go and you want to present it to a bank, what are you going to do? You're going to develop a business plan. So it's just like, with the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying, like, that's what I think about, like, would I invest in me? Like, would I want to give me $1 million right now, like, with the person that I am, you know? So that's pretty much, like, just how that all, to me, comes together, because it's like you said, you know, we can't have one thing without, you know, pretty much going through the other steps that it takes to get there, because you want to be able to take care of the wealth. You know, you don't want to just blow it or, you know, just invest in the wrong things. You want to have the mindset emotionally and mentally to be able to, you know, care for it and nurture it. So like we were saying, we can have that generational wealth, that freedom to do whatever, whenever. So it's definitely a process, and I'm learning to appreciate that too, because even though I am, I guess, younger, I was still having that same talk. Like, dang, I really could have.
I'm about to get up and let you just have this. I'm gonna let you just go on and have this whole become her episode for yourself.
So would
because
you invest in your, like, if somebody said, hey, here's $1 million, would you be like, yeah, let me get it, or be like, nah, I ain't. Like, would you invest $1 million in yourself?
Honestly, I would ask them, can they wait? Because I definitely do know some things about, like, investing and stuff like that. But like, I'm with you. Like, I want to know more about the metaverse and cryptocurrency and just, like, real estate properties and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to just get the money and it's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be, like, working for me. Like, let's create some passive income.
If they said it's not like, here's $1 million, like, flip it. They just say, here's $1 million for you to become a better you, whatever that means for you. Would you be like, yeah, I'm ready to take it? Or are you still telling me?
Oh, yeah. I would definitely, I would take it, but I wouldn't touch it. I would still, like, enroll myself in, like, some courses or something, or just get the money mindset, I guess, to have, because I think a lot of people, like, even myself, like, I've touched a lot of money. And once I realized how much money I touched, I was like, dang, girl, like, where is this money going? So that's why I was saying, like, that's why I was saying, like, I gotta make sure that, okay, it's cool for me to have the money, but, like, even with my business, you know, like, there's money obviously in my business bank account, but I don't touch it. You know, I let it sit, and I'm very cautious with how I spend it and where I spend it. So even, like, we were talking about building business credit, like spending it with the net 30 accounts versus just, you know, some random business, you know, making sure that my money is making me money. So, yeah.
Would you take $1 million right now for yourself?
Yes. Now, you had asked me this last year. Hell no.
Don't give it to me.
No. And I say yes now because the decisions that I make now, I make for my family as a whole and not just for myself. So probably about a year ago, it was longer than a year ago. because I've always focused on the family, but I'm still always like top tier when it comes to the material aspect of things. If I want shoes and I'm out and I see them, I don't call my wife and be like, you mind if I spend $300 on a pair of shoes? No, I just buy them. And then she be like, you got enough shoes. I listen to that and one ear out the other and move on about my business. But now when I make any decisions, $300 not a lot to people, but even down to $300, I consider, okay, what is this doing for my family? And I'll even use the trucking thing. I could have actually gone out and I was going to get a G-Wagon. That was my thought. I was going to get a G-Wagon or a Range Rover. Those were the two that was on the top of my list. And then the more I sat on it, I was like, well, I might be cute in this G-Wagon and this Range Rover, but that's taking money out of our pocket. One, I can't write this off. Well, a G-Wagon could, but I can't really just write this off and walk away. So we're going to have to pay for this. Insurance and all that stuff. So that's not helping my family. So then I remember that my wife wanted to do the whole trucking thing. Okay, well, you have the business credit to do it. It's not your money. Go ahead and invest in something else. And that's when I decided to invest in the trucking thing to make more money for our family. So you can give me $1 million right now and you can tell me it's for me, but I'm going to flip it into something else. And I'm going to make sure I flip it into something else. Because by the time I'm done with it, it's going to be worth about 10.
And the confidence too. That's a big one.
I'm just saying.
Like, because
I'm flipping.
Yeah. But that's what you want. Like,
I'm like your legal dope dealer right now. Like, I ain't dealing dope. We dealing trucks and loads and candles and body butters and scrubs. And even in this, we are building confidence. We're building, helping people understand generational wealth. Because even as we do this, I teach myself more so that we can have different discussions and we can teach in the group and stuff like that. So I'm just learning and building and growing. And I'm trying to be rich and wealthy. Okay?
okay. Rich and wealthy.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
I apologize.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Let me go ahead and get it. But I may blow like the first 30,000. Yeah, I'm gonna do good with the rest of it.
But 30 grand ain't bad out of $1 million to blow.
Right, I'm gonna blow real quick.
But are you being honest about the 30 grand?
Girl, that's gonna feel like $18 million to me. So
I know it, but some people when they get when
give me a
y'all
dollar,
forgive me, because I'm about to talk about my old days when I used to be scamming and stuff. So we literally started out probably making about $3,000 a month, doing scams. Then when we realized we could make 10, we got greedy. We never had 10 grand in our hand at one time. So this is back in 2001, 2, and 3. So 10 grand was a lot of money back then. Making 10 grand at that time, you were balling. Like, you was the shit. And that's how we wanted to continue to be. We continued it for like years, making 10 grand a month. And we did dumb stuff. We bought Escalades. Or when we bought an Escalade, I sold mine. And then started renting a car to be in a really nice car, just rented a car for a whole year. How dumb is that?
Very.
Right. So I was doing dumb stuff because I had never really had money like that. And mind you, I didn't come from like a poor family. My dad was a neighborhood drug dealer. So we had money. He was doing his thing, whatever. He would give me like hundreds of dollars at a time just to go to the skating rink or whatever when I was younger. But I wanted more and more because I really didn't have the fine things. I wanted the nice things. That's also a part of my personality and my zodiac to have the finer things. I always wanted the finer things, and it didn't matter at what expense.
I don't care about the finer things. I want to give all my people some money. I mean, so maybe more than 30,000. Maybe the first 100,000.
See, now your numbers changing.
I want to give my people some money. I want to buy my mama a house, my sister give, my brother give, like everybody who has like been there for me. Hey, here go a little money, ching 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 ching. And I want me and my baby just live our best life. Like y'all, if somebody give me $1 million, y'all ain't gonna see us. We gonna be traveling around Europe.
So your 100 grand done went to like 500 grand because you out in these streets traveling. But what happens when the money gone?
we're gonna invest. That's why I'm gonna reach out to you. Like, hey, get us metaverse, so we can be around here.
Okay, thank you. You should have led with that, friend.
Cause I'm gonna be free, and somebody else be worried about my money. Like somebody else make that money, cause me and my baby gonna be out here free.
Right.
He gonna be out here fluent in our language, perfect accent. We just gonna live our best life.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, let me get $1 million universe, Lord.
You ain't ready.
Oh man.
But and that's been like who honey give me $1 million. It be taking everything in me now to just go find $1 million. I just want y'all to know that.
How does one find $1 million?
Don't one does not find $1 million.
Google find $1 million.
You want to Google it from my phone? Let me see.
On my phone right here.
Oh, don't Google. But so I just, like I said, I'm definitely hating just a tad on your mentality at 20, not even 21. And yeah, I'm hating. I just want you to know that. But I want to say that first, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
We have talks via chat a lot. She is probably one of the most motivating people that I talk with outside of my just. But she always has encouraging words. She's always sending just powerful somethings through my texts. And I'm also grateful that she trusts to have certain conversations with me just about life in general. Yeah. And so she has her own business at 20. Y'all hear this? 20. With a business. 20. So y'all need to be trying to make some money and get y'all lives together. And she's in college. And she's going to be a mommy. And she's still going to make this shit happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So we want you to tell us about Body by B. And to let us know where we can find you, order your products, how great these products are, how natural, how wonderful, and everything. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. So, honestly, I want to say this started because, okay, when I had my first son, he had got some, like, bumps on his face. And I was just like, you know, mama, like, what is this? You know, like, first time I'm, like, freaking out. Like, oh, you know, everything is big. So, I was just like, you know, how do I fix this? Lord, I got so many different answers. They were like, put the diaper on the face, and yeah, and I was like, I am not like, you know, I'm not knocking nobody that has done it. I was just like, I can't do that to my baby, like, it never, you know, that was the most common answer I got, you know, and I get it, you know, of course, like the nutrients and everything, like it's not like adult urine, you know. But I was just like, no, I think I can go in the kitchen and, you know, whip up something. Like, we don't have to go there. So that's when I started, like, just researching, like, different, like, natural remedies and stuff like that. And that's when, like, the wheels just started clicking for me. Because what I didn't realize is my mom used to tell me when I was younger, you know, I always played in her Bath and Body Works. Like, she would, like, you know how they be like, when your kid is, like, quiet, you need to go check on them? I was that kid because I would be in the sink mixing together her soaps, her lotions. Like, honestly, I probably need to, like, reimburse her for all the money I probably wasted. But she would tell me, like, the stuff that I actually mixed together, like, it smelled good. And, like, she was actually shocked at how good I was with, like, just mixing lotions and just combining scents and stuff like that. So for me, I didn't even realize, but skincare, hair care, all of that, like, it's always been very big to me. So that's pretty much how Body by Me got started. But ultimately, like, it kind of, the business aspect of it didn't initially come. It was really just me wanting to, you know, help him and help myself too. So at that point, you know, time passed on, you know, and he passed away. And so I was just like, you know what, like, I know what I'm going to do. Like, number one, we're going to start giving. So, you know, diapers, every Christmas, that's our thing. We want to give to somebody, whether we buy a crib or whatever, just, you know, in his honor. And then number two, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and push this business. Like, that idea came, you know, from him. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out there who are having the same issue with their baby. Like, whether it's bumps or they don't trust, you know, the ingredients list on Johnson & Johnson, like, whatever it may be, you know. So I was just like, let me go ahead and, you know, jump into this world and see what it, you know, is about. So that was pretty much what I did. Like, I enrolled in courses and I did my research and everything. And then too, just me being who I am, I'm always going the natural route. So natural shea butter, natural oils, like that's just who I am. Like that, and that's something I, take pride into, because a lot of companies, like once I got into skincare, I realized a lot of companies, they can mask, different things on their ingredients list. Mm-hmm. And even like with the FDA, like you'll notice a lot of things that we use,
they do not care.
Exactly, they don't care. But a lot of things we use is banned in other countries. So it's just like, I was looking at that, I was like, whoa, So let me try to be very intentional about what I'm putting in these products, how I'm making the products, I remember telling somebody, like, I wear a mask when I make my products, just, out of like caution, because somebody had like laughed. They were like, why you got on the mask? And I'm just like, because I just want to be so intentional, so careful, so, just everything like is precious to me. So that's one thing I can definitely like say that I take pride in, like making the products. Even when I'm making the products, like the music I listen to, the things I say, like I don't ever do work if I'm like not in a good mood, because I feel like that, transfers into it. So that's pretty much what Body by B is. Thank you. So basically, like all my social media accounts are Body by B LLC. Somebody had already got Body by B, so that's why I had to drop the LLC at the end. But and as well, my website bodybyb.com. So yeah, just that's where I can be found. That was the startup of it all. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
All natural. Yeah, that other stuff people be using scary.
Yes.
The Johnson & Johnson stuff is scary.
Yes.
They had the nerve trying to make a vaccine. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Like, we can't trust your baby powder. Why would we trust your vaccine? I just want to know what the lobby was behind it. Like, who passed that on the executive board?
Well, I wish you had those things 9 years ago, because that boy was allergic. Like, first 6 months, we just used water and Vaseline. Everything. Like, break him out. All the Johnson & Johnson, even like all the little Dove stuff.
Yeah.
And even, like, somebody's like, try shea moisture. Like, everything, literally. Like, my baby was, like, broken out in hives. For, like, the first 6 months, I had to, like, wash him down one at night with water and Vaseline, because everything was breaking him out.
And that's a lot more common, too, than, like, we talk about as well. Especially, and even when adults, like, in my experience with this business, I've had so many adults reach out to me and be like, my skin is so sensitive, but I can, use your products. And I'm like, like, thank you. Like,
it makes you feel so
yes,
good.
Yes.
So, what are your plans for Body by B?
Okay, so plans, honestly, I try not to limit myself, but I know ultimately I do want to continue on in skincare, even having something like a facial line, just specifically for, because, like, the shea butters and things and the body butters, they target like, eczema and just different like things that people go through with their skin. But I want to expand beyond that, and even with like, I thought about having a hair care line, a beard care line. Like, I really just want to.
Your hair is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'm jealous of that too.
No.
I'm so jealous
of
your hair. It makes me so mad.
The commitment to lock.
Honey, listen.
And they're so long.
Can y'all buy me some wigs for Christmas? Some handmade ones that'll fit over my life.
Yes.
I'm joking, I'm not gonna wear wigs. I'm not gonna wear wigs. I love them.
It's so
we
cute.
are together for life now. Thank you.
But I definitely want to do that at some point. But I was just like,
no.
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes. Y'all, let me tell you.
I've been thinking about you.
Your locks would be gorgeous.
Thank you. But like my grandmother, like she's been locked, I want to say all my life, and like her locks are like down to her ankles. Like, yeah, like she is like,
and still like really healthy. And oh my God, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
That is so ankles. That'd be heavy.
Yeah, I mean, and then the way she wears it too, like it's pretty much always up. So she wears like just different wraps and stuff like that to help. Cause you'll see her sometimes like have her head tilted, or she'll be holding her hair because it's heavy. That's a lot of hair. Yeah. So
see, I don't want mine to go past a certain length. So.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
Cause it's like
definitely gonna have to have you back.
Yeah. Thank y'all for having me. I have enjoyed everything.
Oh, we enjoyed having you.
Yes. This has been absolutely amazing. I'm still hating that she's just 20, but I'm gonna get over that real soon. Real soon, maybe.
So, thank you for joining us again for another episode of Becoming Her. Again, it's a process and a journey, so
Yes.
some of us aren't quite there yet.
But we're getting there.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
That's the goal. Keep moving. Stay focused. Stay the path.
and make sure to join us on In the Queendom, our Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing out on some great lives, weekly lives. So make sure you join us.
Yes, and you can watch it inthequeendom.org. And she mentioned the Facebook group. And we're hoping to start brunches and business meetings and
Yes.
mixers soon so that you can bond with like minds and we can all be on this path together. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And eat.
I was
Yes,
gonna say, if I ain't want to be
and
too
eat.
good, like the third time, good, come on.
I got you. She said brunch.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, food, yeah.
Welcome to my queendom. Welcome to my queendom. Welcome to my queendom. Welcome to my queendom. Everybody bow down cause I'm taking over. Push you out the way like a bulldozer. I am a queen. Yeah, I am.